Da, 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 da. Okay, wait. How do I get the image off? Okay. This thing on? Yeah. Okay. Uh, what's good? Today we are going to be going over some FL Studio workflow tips. Um, Honestly, most workflow things you just kind of figure out along the way. So, like where like everything is, obviously. That's like one of the biggest ones. But we're going to be talking about, oh yeah, and I'm also going to make this quick. Um, I tend to ramble on when I do these lives. So I will not be looking at the chat. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I won't be looking at the chat because I just want to get this out there. I'm not going to make a video about it, but I just wanted to briefly go over two things with workflow. We're going to go over how to get this customized folder, which I literally figured this out 25 minutes ago, and it's already a game changer for me. And then two, we're going to talk about saving patcher presets. So, not saving patcher presets, saving a, we'll call it a synth. It could be a synth or a sample. So in this case, we could do a sample, and then saving this preset rack along with it. However, you probably know how to do that. You know what I mean? You open up Patcher. I'll go over it in a second. But for workflow purposes, if you want to browse through sounds that you've made in past songs, I'll go over this in just a second. But if I look up the words, if we go to all, if I look up KP, I also want to make sure the audio is going to be working in FL Studio. If my mic level's low, which it always is, I'm sorry. But is my audio on? Yeah. So if I look up KP, these are, and I just did this yesterday as well. So this is all brand new to me. But I'm pumped to keep doing this in the future. So these are a preview of what the patcher preset sounds like. So a snare. So if I want this, I can simply take this, drag it in, and then automatically we have the preset, which you could just save the serum preset, but we have all the processing that goes along with it. And I'm going to talk about that along with saving your, organizing your folders. So, starting right now, how long have I been going for? 5 minutes, okay. It won't be too long. So number one is going to be saving this folder. So let me actually delete this. So basically, for me to access the samples that I use all the time, which is the PES presets or the PES samples, I had to go to desktop, and then I had to browse through all of these random folders. Like I literally have my grocery list in here. I needed some honey. Like I literally have my grocery list in here. I don't know why I ended up using desktop, but either way, it was always a pain for me to access the sounds that I want to use, right? And then an old FL Studio version had an easy way to like freeze something, so you can make your own, subfolders, but they took it away, and I was like, why did they take that away? But I just learned that they didn't. They just put it in a different spot. So basically, what we're going to do is take whatever sample pack you like, take whatever sound you like, mainly the packs. Trying to think. Yeah, I'd say mainly packs. So for example, if you have all my free stuff, make like a cling free folder. Make whatever you'd like, your favorites, whatever. Because me personally, this gets super unorganized. It is what it is, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to right click one that we want. We're going to go to open a new tab. So now, boom, this folder is in its own tab, right? And then, okay, so we're going to go back, and then I'm going to add the PES expansion, which will be out very soon. It's jam-packed, but regardless, we're going to put that in there as well. So now we have both the PES stuff. And then I'm going to name this PES 24. You could obviously do this for whatever you would like. So this is just a quick tip, just to make things more organized. PES full plus XP. Cool. I guess I should check the chat to make sure the audio is working. If not, yeah, it is what it is. Whatever. I think it's fine. Anyways, so that's that, right? And then I think you can probably make another folder. Yeah, so you can make even more. You can make as many as you want, which is perfect. So, okay, I'm a little worried the audio's not working, but I'm going to say it is. There's a way to do the chat on here as well. Oh, I'm messing it up. All right, moving on. Okay, so that's number one. That's going to be massive for me because now instead of just going to my desktop, my grocery list is right here, I can just go bang. Okay, and then I want to make sure that this will save. I actually didn't test this. Will this save if I get out of FL Studio? Okay.
You ready?
It works. Perfect. Okay, we're going to open this one back up. I guess now would be a good time to go through some chats, maybe. Oops. Here, let me take it off real quick. Okay. Boom. My computer is heating up for some reason. So, let me open this up. All right, let's pray that all right, I'm assuming everything's working. Let's okay. All right, it's working. Cool. Okay, so number two. Okay, so number one is going to be that the folder organization. Massive. I really highly recommend you do it. Number two is going to be the patcher presets. So it's not that we're making a patcher preset in itself. What happens is you end up making something in a song. So for example, I'm actually going to be working on this song directly after I end this live, but I guess this is what it sounds like.
I'll be there when you need me. Promise that it's a guarantee. Yeah, I'll be.
Cool. But there's a sample in here. This one. And this is actually, not that it's a big deal at this moment, but this is an analog. Which one is this? Yeah, that one. I guess I could say that. But yeah, so FL Studio. So the problem is if you want to, let's say, okay, let me backtrack real quick. This sample itself without anything. Oops. Actually, it's this one. And then if I even take the Stretch Pro off. And if we look at we have some processing on here, right? We have RC20, we have Serum Effects doing some delay, we have this filter, which is like a little bandpass filter, cutting out the high end, low end, etc., right? The problem is if I want the same exact sound, again, I would have to, in FL Studio at least, so things like Logic and Ableton, I'm pretty sure they have this dialed in a little bit more. But for FL Studio, what you would have to do is you'd have to, and by the way, this could be a Serum preset as well, or a preset for any synth. This could be the same thing, but for this example, I'm going to be doing it with this pluck. But basically, in FL Studio, you would have to do file, save mixer rack. Then you'd have to name it in a folder, and then you'd have to find the shot again. It's not a quick way of doing it, right? So the quick way of doing it is to, hang on, I'm thinking. Yeah, this should work with a sample. I never did it with a sample. I only do it with Serum presets. But basically, we can make a patcher preset where you can just open up the preset and all of the processing and all like the Stretch Pro, anything you did to the sound is ready to go right off the bat. And you may know how to do this already, but there's a part 2 to this, which is like the organization part, which makes like the organization / workflow part, which I think is a great thing to do. So we can open up a blank patcher. Let me clear all this stuff. And then we're going to take our sound. I hope this works. Oh, it might not work for this. Can't. Wait, there it is. Okay. We're going to do save channel state as. We're going to left click it and drag it in. Okay, perfect. It doesn't work. Fantastic. For an example, it doesn't work with samples. It is what it is, right? Let's say, okay, for the example, we'll do this serum respace, which the bass itself isn't really. I can't believe you can't put samples in here. What if I did add plugin and then I did a sampler? That doesn't make any sense, but hey, is what it is, right? Okay, so we'll save this respace. Say we have like some really cool processing on this respace. In reality, it's pretty much no processing. So what we're gonna do is now take our serum, save preset as, drag this into Patcher. We're gonna drag that into Patcher, and then after that, we can just drag this. Oh, I guess I should explain everything. So now, by default, this is going to be connected to here. We're going to take this off. We're going to disconnect this. So this serum is going to the FL Studio output. We're going to disconnect that. Now, in your mixer rack channel, with all of your plugins, you might have 10 plugins, you might have 5 plugins, you might have, unlimited plugins. You know what I mean? So we're going to take our plugin on this rack. So we are in channel 10. No, we're not. We're in channel 3. So we're going to do this little drop down arrow, and then we're going to do save preset as, just like we did with that serum preset. So now we can drag this inside of it. And then all you have to do from now, and this is a really simple way of using Patcher. Obviously, there's a way more advanced ways. But, we're just trying to do this to make workflow better for our songs. We're not trying to like recreate the wheel with this stuff. We're just trying to make the workflow better, right? So now we can attach serum, so the orange to orange, and then now this serum, which is the same exact Reese preset, is going to go out to the ozone imager. And then you might have a couple of other things as well. You might have RC20, serum effects. Just do the same thing. If you have more, drag them in, and then just keep connecting more of them. Okay. But for this example, we only have this ozone imager, so now we can put this imager to FL Studio. And now this will sound pretty much, actually no, it will sound identical. The volume may be off a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So, it's all cool, right? So now we can go to Patcher, we can do save preset as. I recommend making a folder. So we're going to do 2024, and then we are going to label it. So I did, like mine's KP, I did Cling Patcher, I don't know. So you could do you could just call it like Patcher preset. Just call it something. Call it something. I recommend do a name and then do what type of sound it is. So this is a bass, but it's more so a respace, which a couple different things, 2 different things. And we'll call this, ideally these have some processing, and they might be, let's just say it's like a cool respace, right? Cool respace 2024, whatever. So what we're going to do now, this is where I think the organization / workflow of this will benefit you. This is where we can you can go your own way with it. So we're going to copy this. I guess we can highlight copy. We're going to copy this. So do copy, or you just right click copy that name. So now we can save it. Okay, so now it's saved. We can open up Patcher again just to show you that it does save. We're going to get a KP Cool Respace 2024. And there we go. Same thing. Put this down here, same exact thing. And one more thing. This is good if you're doing like a sound design session and you make something you make a cool sound, but the preset itself is sucks. It just sounds like a normal preset, but the processing is doing all the heavy work or the heavy loading, whatever. This is where this is good for as well. And I'll touch back on this in a second. So, but the downside is, let's say, okay, cool. You saved your respace preset, cool respace, right? And then you want to look up, what did I name it again? KP respace. Okay, so KP res. you're like, okay, cool respace. Let's do, okay. Oh, there's no audio preview. And what you have to do is you'll have to take this, drag it in, which in this case, it's fine. We only have one plugin. But say you have 12 plugins on here and 2 of them are like Ozone 10. It's, for workflow purposes and trying to get things done quickly, you don't want to skim through all these, and you want things to load pretty fast, or you at least want to know what you're loading. Or say you have 15 respaces. You don't want to load 12 of them to see what they sound like, to find the one that you actually want. So what we could do is we're going to render out an audio preview. So in this case, once again, this respace is simple, but I'll go over some of the other ones that I saved in a little bit. So, okay. What we're going to do is this still on? Something changed. All right, it's still on. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. It's been 20 minutes. Okay, so I guess this is pretty in-depth. Anyways, yeah, so now we're going to do an audio preview. So first thing, you can go to your desktop, wherever you can get a folder, access a folder inside of this FL Studio browser. Just get a folder accessible. So for me, my desktop is free game, right? So go to your desktop, do you can just do a folder, new folder. I called mine Patcher Presets 24. Okay. So Patcher Presets 24, good to go. We have a folder, and we can find it in well, it's in here somewhere. Yeah, right there, right? But we're not going to be accessing that folder from the desktop. So once we have our folder, you have a folder where you can access it, or at least search it in FL Studio. So if I type in KP, they pop up, right? So now we're going to do an audio preview, which we're just going to record a little snippet of the sound just so we know what it sounds like, right? And I guess I can use rolling sampler, which is what I normally do. I don't want to go off on tangents, but basically rolling sampler records at all times for however long you want it to do. But you could just use Edison. So I'm going to use Edison just because I don't want to go down that path. Okay, Edison. So we can go. Once again, this is a really simple sound, but if you have a cool sound, it could just be a couple notes you just record in playing. I'll show you what I have in a second. So now we have our respace. Cool enough. Then we could drag this wherever, and then now we're going to right click it. I guess I could have done this before in the other Edison, but so now we have this inside of Edison. I assume you know how to save things. So we're going to go Control S. We're going to go to our desktop, and we're going to go to our folder that we can access within, or search within FL Studio. And that name we gave it in Patcher before. So we're going to pretty much copy the same exact name. It didn't save. Cool. So let's do KP. What was it? Reese. I think it was Cool Reese 2024. I'm going to check this real quick. Not that I would save this one exactly, but I'm just curious. Cool Respace 2024. Okay. So Patcher. Okay. So KP. This is why I told you to copy it before, but here's what it is. KP Reese. Cool Reese Bass 2024. I guess I'll say this first and then I'll explain after. Put some type of symbol, money symbol, anything to just put a symbol, the same one in front of all these audio previews. So I have an exclamation point at the beginning of this one, and I'll show you why right now. So save this into your folder. Save, good to go. So it doesn't matter if this is like, you can play any notes, just get an idea of what the preview sounds like, right? So now here's what we do. We type in KP _ and look what comes up. All of our sounds. So once again, the Patcher preset is going to come up down here. And then the audio previews are going to come up here. Now, the reason we put a symbol in front is so the audio is up top, and then the patcher presets are on the bottom. Otherwise, they would be mixed in. But if I want to look up, like, okay, what basses do I have in here? Okay. Cool stuff like that, right? So now you can just be like, okay, which, oh, wait. Hang on. That new one's not in there. I had to refresh it. Okay, there it is. Reese Phil. Cool Reese 2024. And that's pretty much it. It's something that it doesn't really make that much sense to do. It's not going to like improve your songs by 1,000%. But when you have enough sounds, you know, like for me, I started this yesterday. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 so far. You know, by the end of the year, I'm probably going to have like, I don't know, 50, 100, who knows. But the idea is to just build up these type of things. If you're into like, if you have a sound, like a preset that you like, and you process it a little bit, and it's completely, or it's noticeably different than the preset itself, I highly recommend doing this if you use FL Studio. It makes your life a lot easier. At least in theory, in my head, this is going to make my life a lot easier. So, yeah. So, like what I used to do before is I would have Patcher pulled up right here. And then I would, like, you know, look in, like, okay, like, which one is, okay, what does this sound like again? Instead of guessing what all this sounds like, I can just, there's the snare. And if I put that in there, it's going to be exactly what that snare is. And I can tweak it, do whatever, obviously. And one final thing. Let's do this respace. Say I'm working on a song. I want to do a Reese fill, but I don't want to use a sample. I want to like make one. That's a cool sound. So let's pull this up. We have Reese fill, sharp LSS. Okay. How we all doing today? Let's check this real quick. Is this still working? Okay, sick. Oh, for the sample, right click on the channel rack, clone, and then click on the. Yeah. I'll figure it out later. But anyways, what am I saying right now? Oh, hey, what am I saying right now? I completely forget. But anyways, this is. Oh yeah, one more pro tip, and then I'm getting out of here. Let's say you have this saved. You're like, cool. I got my synth in here. I have this. Let me disable a couple things real quickly. Just for the example. Okay, cool. Okay, let's say you want to have this Reese fill, right? You have, I just don't want to complicate things right now. So we have this Reese. And then you're like, okay, I want to do a little Reese fill, automate the cutoff, do like a little octave jump. So like. You're like, okay, cool. Okay, let's write in our MIDI, you know. It's just like an example, obviously, but. You're like, all right, cool. I can't wait to put this in. This is gonna be a sick fill before the drop. All right, let's do it. All right, we got a little Reese fill. This is not gonna work for the song, but for an example, okay, you're like, cool. Okay, we got our Reese fill, little octave jump. All right, cool. Let's automate the cutoff, right? Well, okay, go into Vital. We have our Patcher preset saved. I don't have to process a single thing. All right, let's move this around how we normally automate. Right click, and it's not showing up. Why is it not showing up? It should say cutoff. Why is this not showing up? It should say Reese cutoff or filter cutoff. Okay, well, there's something up there. Play pause. That's not it. Edison play pause. The reason is because Patcher doesn't let you automate within the plugin like you normally would. And I think it's because you have to enable it. I'm making this too difficult right now. Basically, if you want to automate something within this, it takes about 5 seconds to actually set it up. So all you have to do is, if you find yourself wanting to automate something inside of Patcher, it doesn't let you do it normally, but you have to activate it. And activating it is very simple once you know how to do it. And here's how to do it. So you go into your synth. Let's automate this cutoff, right? We can move it around, do whatever. Just this. Move this little knob around. If you want to automate the pitch bend, you move the pitch bend. But if we move this around, look in the top left. So I'm moving it right now. Look in the top left. What's it say? Filter 1 cutoff, right? Filter 1 cutoff. So now we need to enable this inside of Patcher. So we're going to right click on Vital. So go to Vital, right click, inputs, parameters. And now you could just look up like, okay, where's filter 1 cutoff? No need to do that. All you have to do is go to input parameters and go to last tweaked. Easy as that. Click it, and now this little red dot will appear. You can connect buttons or knobs to it, and now it'll do that. But if you're making a song, I don't think it's really necessary to do that. So now, this is no longer connected. But so now this is enabled. So now if we move this around again, it'll say filter 1 cutoff, automate as usual now. Respace, filter 1 cutoff. Now we're good. Okay, let's do the pitch bend. Okay, I want to automate the pitch bend in this. Oh, it's not showing up. No worries. Move it around in here. Right click, do input parameters. Last tweaked, it's in the top left. You can find it if you want to. Go through all this. It's not really that difficult, but we're going to go to last tweaked because it's right there in front of us. Now there's 2 red dots. The red dots, you don't have to do anything with them, but basically they're an indicator that you can do it now. So now if we move it around, you can right click, pitch wheel, or KP respace Vital 465 pitch wheel. Okay, basically pitch bend. That's how you can automate things within here. I didn't know how to do that before. This is why I never really did it, but once I figured out you can actually automate things, you just have to enable it in the parameter, and that's it. That is all. And yeah, you can automate as usual. So we could just, go as usual right here, and then it's like any other automation is. I think so. I feel like it should. Okay, we're not messing with this. That is it. Quick recap, 60 seconds of this thing, TLDR. To save your own customized tabs, what you do is you right click on a folder that you like. If you have all my free stuff, for example, let's say, I don't even know if I have them on here. Let's say you wanted to do, Surge, the one that I put out last week. We're going to right click this, open a new tab. We could rename it Cling Samples. You could do Cymatics samples. You could do MHA samples. You could do whoever you got, right? Samples. Okay, well, let's. Where's the other Cling one I downloaded? I don't even know if I have them on the desktop. Well, I only have one, but either way, MBH care package. There you go. You could save, whatever free stuff I got or whatever samples that you have that you want to organize in terms, by company or by style. Do it right there. I highly recommend this. And then within here, within the folder, it just makes it a lot easier, right? You don't have to scroll or anything. It's just right in front of you. I highly recommend this. And then, yeah, that's that. Do it. You can customize this by doing change color. I just leave it how it is usually. It's usually better if you just leave it how it is. And then number 2, recap, is the patcher. I'm not going to go over how to do it, but basically, once you have your patcher preset saved, you're going to save the preset, save it into a folder just so it's organized, save it with a consistent name. So you could do Cling Bass. I like doing caps. Cling Bass Fat FM, or like knock to knock 2 bass, whatever. So knock 2 bass. So we're going to copy this. You're going to save it. And then now you do your knock 2 bass. You record out. We'll just say that's the bass. You take this recording. Wow, this is a sick bass. You take this recording. you save it into a folder where you can access it within FL Studio, so you can search up whatever sample you're about to save. So for me, that's my desktop. I have all my desktop stuff on here. And then I have a folder named Patrick Presets 24, right? So then we go to this, and then you save it, save the sample, go to your folder that you can access within the search bar in FL Studio. You save it, you copy this, cling bass, knock 2 bass, whatever. And then you put a symbol in front of it. I can't find it. Put a symbol in front of it so everything is a lot easier to see when you search it. So now when you search it, you just type in whatever name you had. For me, that's KP. Put an underscore, and then boom. It's as simple as that. That was a speed run right there. But yeah, this is it. Those are the two things that I found out the sample organization yesterday, or this morning, and then I found out the patcher one yesterday. I'm like, I gotta share this. So, that was a mouthful. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, this is going to be it. Yeah, I'm assuming this stream works. So that's a little 30-minute stream. Is this working? Okay, it was paused. I was like, is this not going? Okay. Cool. Okay, I guess any last questions? Then I'm going to head out here. I wasn't going to look at the chat, but here we are. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm out. I gotta go record this video. So I'll see you guys later. MPM episode 3. MPM stands for Modern Producer Methods. I don't know if I've ever said that, but either way. Cool. Well, I hope you guys have a good day. Yeah, get back to making stuff. There should be a video out soon. Ideally this weekend. It depends. And then the PESXP is filled to the top with presets and samples. I'm trying to think. A lot of bass samples, a lot of drum samples. Pretty much everything, yeah. So PSXP is really juiced up, and it should be out. I want to get it out this weekend, but we'll see. So I'll keep you guys updated, and I am out of here. I will not be deleting the live stream.